G'day guys, interesting one today. This is to do with a lady by the name of, I think it's Susan Galbraith. Just better check to make sure I get the name right, eh? Oh, sorry, Susan Dalbeth, D-A-L-B-E-T-H. Now this is the mother of a son that bought a vehicle off of John Murphy at Central Car Company. For the last 4 odd months this has been going on. The engine light comes on, they're not sure if it's a vacuum or a valve or what. John's spent several hundred getting it through all the tests, trying to figure out. John's spoken to his mechanic and her mechanic up north. They've all come to the same agreement that it's best John just gives her a full refund. He'll take the car back and then sell it on his yard at no profit, with a notice of there being a fault, just to move it on. Now, there was a bit of swearing and cursing going on. I've got all of the text messages that's been sent to me. I've also got the audio recording of Susan's lovely nature talking to an investigative reporter. She seems to be more focused on the fact that she's now put a legal tint on the car and that it needed 2 new tyres, yet it left the yard with a brand new warranty that day on it. So perhaps her son knows how to do burnouts, or someone else wore them out. Who knows? Nobody has, the car yard does not have any control over the vehicle once it's left. Otherwise you wouldn't put stupid illegal tint on your vehicle afterwards, would you? Now, John's, as far as the CGA is concerned, or the Consumer Guarantees Act is concerned, he's got the right to try and repair it, if not a replacement, if not give money back. He's spent, like I say, quite a bit on trying to get it diagnosed. Everyone's sort of still scratching their head because it's an intermittent fault. And so yeah, best bet, call it quits. Sorry it all happened, but now the mother's jumped in and she's gone for media attacks. She's on Facebook. John's Cornwall Motor Group that he advertises all of his cars on, he's had to stop for a moment because she is just absolutely hammering him on that. And I've found it on his own page where she's also posting things. Now she's going on the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. Well, okay, here's the truth. Your son bought a car, not you. Your son should be old enough to sort his own problems out without having mummy get all abusive on the phone calls. John told you if you got threatening or started swearing, he'd call the police for misuse of telephone. And you say you've done nothing wrong. Yes you have, you've interfered and it's got absolutely fuck all to do with you. Okay. Now just to make sure I'm not misinterpreting things or getting the narrative skewed, here are the actual text messages between John and Susan, Salty Susan. Here are the text messages after she got abusive on the phone and that call ended. The black is John, the red is her. Okay, and it goes like this. Don't swear and threaten, other I will go to the police. You go to the police. I've done nothing wrong except want the car fixed. Misuse of a telephone, get advice. I always said I'd get the car fixed, so go away. I only deal with your son, he's the owner. Can't wait till you turn up here, you should come with a warning. What do you think I am doing? My father passed away and I getting it fixed. I can't say it's not going to break down again. If you had enough cars, you should have purchased a Toyota. She says, my daughter knows when a car misses when you accelerate. That's accelerate for people that can speak. And then he goes, we buy Holdens. She says, don't be a smart ass. He says, it's a Vauxhall, not a Holden. Don't contact me again, lady. She says, you can give the fucking money back. He says, no, take me to court. We don't want the car. I'll be down to fucking see you, she says. Don't swear at me. Oh yeah, what you going to do, she says. This is a lovely, lovely example of a mother. He says he's just going to fix the car. And she calls him a bully. Come down and see me. Pick your car up when it's ready, says John. That's all we want, is the car fixed. And then he says, at mechanics now. Okay? Then there's a very brief video of him with the bonnet open talking to the mechanic.
Okay, so I've been told that it's a valve.
And then it carries on with, just rung Peterson's. They said, part has arrived for us to drop it off this week when we can, so fingers crossed. Sorry, next page. No, I am sorry, it says, but those folk seem to know what is going on last week. I got them to speak to our guy, so we are all on the same page. Hi there, they cannot fix the car. If you drop it back, I give you refund. Sorry. Okay, so we're at the point where all the mechanics have chatted. They've all decided it's an intermittent fault. It's going to be too difficult to repair. Best give her her money back. Oh, okay, probably won't be till border opens on the 15th of December. My daughter meet us at the border. They only let it happen because it was a nice police officer. Oh, really? And he goes, okay, thanks. She says, afternoon, just filled my son in. Can't the car be fixed? Clearly, English is a difficult language for her to comprehend, because I believe he said, hi, they cannot fix the car. Okay? Out of his control. He's not a mechanic. Can the car be fixed? Is it that bad? Well, according to her and his mechanic, yes. I don't think so, with respect. I think they not sure. Okay, so John's saying it's an intermittent fault. Nobody's certain what's causing the problem. You know, not worth repairing. Shall I ring them tomorrow to find out what the problem is? So she's wanting to get involved and start ringing Patterson's, the mechanics. I spoke to them. It's too much for me to spend. I refund, then I resell with a notice of defects. Perfectly entitled to do within the law, and he's done everything he should have done. He's tried to repair it. He ain't going to replace it because he doesn't have another one the same to replace it with. And why would he deal with someone acting in this manner anyway? And yeah, so he's trying to be honourable and just give her the money back. Okay, I'll have to sort out getting to Auckland after the 15th. I'll get back to you. Just asking, can we get cash? Because my son will have to find him another car that weekend to get home. Well, cry me a fucking river. That's not John's problem. If he wanted cash back, perhaps he should have paid in cash in the first place. Then you might have a fair pot to piss in to expect to get cash back, even though they don't deal in cash anyway. He says, we can't do cash, but can do transfer, on the spot transfer. Morning, she says. My son will be down Friday night at about 8. Okay, so they were expecting him last Friday, 8 o'clock at night. Can he bring the car back to you then? Okay, oh sorry, she must have said, can he bring the car back to you then? So that should have been red, it's black. Okay, can it be before 6, thanks? Okay, so John's not going to wait around at his car yard till 8 o'clock at night because some guy's got to drive 3 hours down. It's for him to make arrangements to be down when that business is open. It's not for him to stay open and accommodate an abusive, angry, salty Susan. He finishes work at 5, takes 3.5 hours from Kaikoui. Oh, so he'd be there at 8:30 then by that math, Susan. He's going to try to get off earlier if he can. I don't care how Harry gets off, mate. That's between you and him. Harry gets his jollies. Saturday morning we open at 9, John says. We're having work due on Friday. He'll be done by 6. He'll be done by 6. Thank you. Cool, thanks. Okay. Following by, hi. My son decided he'll get the car fixed. He really doesn't want to bring it back. Okay, so you've just taken everything on your head because your son has decided he's going to get it fixed. Because see, the point is, even if this part, there's apparently a $400 part, even if this $400 part is supplied, there is absolutely no guarantee that's going to fix the problem. That's according to both mechanics. So if your son thinks he's better than these other mechanics and can fix it, more power to him. But John isn't sitting there funding your repair work. Alright? As long as you understand it won't be our responsibility any longer, just bring it back please, as you agreed. So John is waiting for her to bring it back and give her a full refund. But after this behaviour, why the fuck should he, quite frankly? You know, he has done everything by the book. All his legal obligations are met. End of. Sounds like Susan needs to take a chill pill, or perhaps a Pepto-Bismol. Who the frick knows? Perhaps she needs to go and get a couple of jabs in her arm. That might settle her down some. Give her other things to worry about instead of a car. But, you know, it just truly amazes me how people that weren't even included in the deal think they can come in and bully someone that's been in business for almost 40 years. Good luck. John has not ever given in to bullies, and I've known John now for quite a few years. So, yeah, I'm disgusted by this, and for her to go on to all the Facebook and media and personally attack, well, that's where I step in. You don't get to slag off people and then accuse him of not telling the truth. So this is why I'm putting everything up, much like the Fair Go experience with Universal Imports. I give you guys all of the facts. You guys can go ahead and make of it what you will. But as far as the Motor Vehicle Dealers Tribunal is concerned, it's up to her to do the filing, not to John. And we'll see. Don't forget, there's comments on Facebook that are there. I'm not going to read all them out because I've got a life. But what I am going to do is just put them up for you guys to all read. And you'll even see I jump in there and give them my 2 bits worth.
Wanted to make sure my community was aware. There's no professionalism in there whatsoever. I'm just astounded.
Whoa, talk about a battle and a half.
You know, John simply gave you the offer to return the car Friday or Saturday. You couldn't, you didn't, and then you send text messages saying you want to keep the car. Fine, you keep the car, but he's wiping his hands of the warranty. Because he's not just it's not feasible for him to keep wasting money trying to fix a fault. It's better for him just to on-sell the car, better for you guys, I would think, to get your money back if you're not happy with it, but no, you want to keep it. Apparently your daughter knows, you know, what a car sounds like when it misses when she's accelerating. Whoop-de shit. But I'm one of those people that like to show everything that I've got. Given the way she responded and spoke to Steve Cook.
Hello? Is this Susan?
Speaking.
Yeah, hi Susan. My name's Steve Cook. I'm a freelance journalist, and look, I often do stories from the car industry, looking at sort of deals that go pear-shaped or whatever, and try and get a little bit of clarity on things. And look, you obviously know why I'm calling you, but look, while it's often the dealers in the wrong in most of these cases, there are the occasional ones where the buyers seem to be at fault somewhat, and this seems to fall into that category from what I can see. But my job's to find something resembling the truth. So, can you take me through what's going on here? Because what I've been told is that you bought this car. There was an issue with it. You wouldn't take the money back. You wanted it fixed, and he offered to give you your money. And it seems like he could have given you the money, given you the car, filled it with petrol, groceries, 3 cases of beer, and you still would have sort of moaned that the beer was warm, you know. So I'm just wondering what the issue. What?
I have all his texts here and everything. I have a voice recording. I have everything.
Yeah. So he's obviously given me.
6 months warranty with the car. Okay.
Take me back to the start, Susan. Take me back to the start. Yep. Take me back to the start.
We bought the car on the 18th of October. My daughter picked it up from Auckland. She drove it home. The engine light come on. He told us to take the car back to him. We did. He was supposed to get it fixed. He had it down for 3 weeks before it come up north here. I said to him, before we brought it up here, I said, do you want to, can you give the money back? Because there's obviously a problem with the car. He said, no, I'm going to fix it. And he wouldn't give the money back. So we bought the car up and he says, you can take it to your garage up here and I will pay for it to get fixed. And I've given a guarantee of a 6-month warranty for the car.
Yeah.
Right?
Seems reasonable.
This is all happening up here. Yeah.
Yep.
It's reasonable. That was fine. There wasn't no problem. He promised this. He promised that. Now the part that he was setting up here to get the car fixed wasn't fit. He was setting up a universal part. He didn't want me to ring my garage up. He didn't want me to know what was going on. He kept on sending up the wrong part for them to fit. It wouldn't fit the car. Okay?
So what was the mechanical issue? Hold on, you can let me talk as well. What was the mechanical issue? Because you said the engine light came on. They come on for all number of things.
He knows.
Oh no, I don't. What's it?
What have you got to do with him? He's the one that owes money for the car, not you. So why am I talking to you for?
Because I'm a journalist. Didn't you hear me?
Shit, mate.
Oh, hold on. So do you want a story that has? Do you want a story that's completely one-sided, that doesn't have your?
I will just put it all over his cordwell, all over his thing. That's why he knows. He knows.
Well, look. Before you turn into don't turn into Rambo with me. Don't turn into Rambo. No. Listen. Why are you getting so worked up? I'm trying to run through the issues with you here.
I'm already a thing for him to go to court.
I'm trying to run through the issues with you here, and you're having a hissy fit.
That's why he's getting shit scared, because the truth is coming out on his.
Well, the truth is never going to come out when you're behaving like this. Run me through the issue. Run me through the issues, because there's two sides to every story, and I don't think.
I have no interest in talking to her. Her and her relatives on Facebook are quite happily fucking just going apeshit, which I've captured it all. She's threatened to come down and deal with him. You know, all John wants to do is refund the money and get the car back and on-sell it. But now that you've refused a full refund, his obligations are complete. and it's not him that needs to file in court. If you have a problem with the purchase, it's you that needs to file. Perhaps your relation that likes to jump in there as well, Susan, could get her facts straight. No, I don't need help releasing anything. I've been doing it for many years. So yeah, anyway, here's the information behind it. I'm going to read out the story called Gone to the Dogs, which Steve Cook wrote. It says, it's a dog fight which has pitted car dealer John Murphy against a real-life Rottweiler with a short temper and a nasty bark to match. Salty Susan hasn't stopped barking for 4 months over a deal with Murphy that quickly went to the dogs. But after trying to destroy Murphy's business and reputation, soon Susan might be about to be muzzled once and for all. Okay, so it starts off with exclusive. If you've ever crossed paths with Susan Dalbeth, the face of the face of dog rescue in the Bay of Islands, the first thing you'll notice is that she shares one thing in common with her canine mates, and that is she likes to bark. Susan has been doing a bit of barking lately over her dissatisfaction with a $6,500 car deal 4 months ago. Now she says Conscience is the dog that can't bite, but can never stop barking, and this might be the case here for Salty Susan, who has embarked on a one-woman crusade to destroy the reputation of a dealership. Susan, you might want to check out the Defamation Act. Just saying. He might have some civil proceedings to file against you if you keep your shit up. Let's see. One woman's crusade to destroy the reputation of the dealership where she bought the car from. That car deal happens to be John Murphy from the Central Car Company, who ironically happens to be a dog lover. He's got beautiful dogs and he loves them to death. He claims when Susan has a 0 to 100 moment, her bark is so loud she is able to drown out his 3 dogs, which stand guard at the rear of his Green Lane yard. She's just as ferocious on social media, accusing Murphy of just about everything except global warming. So how did this dogfight get to this point? Back in October, middle-aged Susan put her life savings into buying a $6,500 Holden Astra from Murphy. Did she? I thought it was his son that bought it. It should have been a straightforward deal, except that when you are dealing with Susan, things can go to the dogs pretty quickly. Not long after Susan had bought the car, barking started. She noticed the engine light was on, which usually points to some sort of issue under the hood. Susan was quick to get into a flap, but Murphy did his best to appease her with a promise to get the car fixed and back to her. For most people, those assurances would have been fine, but Susan thought her grievance entitled her to more, you know, like getting reimbursed for putting tint on the windows. But Susan thought her grievance entitled to more, so Murphy obliged, throwing a 6-month warranty, which he paid for. For whatever reason, Susan was still not happy, but that's not surprising according to one source who claimed Susan had been happy for quite some time. One source who claims Susan hadn't been happy for quite some time, and that's just how it is. You could have given her the car for free, filled it with petrol and thrown 3 cases of beer in the back seat for her, and she'd still complain that the beer was warm, said the source. Murphy decided he'd seen enough, and the sooner Susan was out of his life the better. So he offered Susan her money back, thinking if she wasn't satisfied with the deal, at least then she would have the $6,500 to go out and find another car. Initially, Susan went for the deal, but then decided to stick with her strategy, which isn't about a winning outcome, but making as much noise as possible, which is what she has continued to do since regular posts on Facebook criticising Murphy's business, which, like all car dealerships, is still very much in recovery mode after COVID-19. And Murphy has had enough. He has consulted lawyers about potential defamation suits against Susan, which almost certainly would bankrupt her. Susan was contacted for her side of the story, but the interview lasted a total of just two questions before Susan reverted to Salty Susan and told us to get fucked. Murphy said he hopes that Susan will hopefully mellow with age, but says if it hasn't happened yet, the chances are probably slim. And I mean, we're not talking about her going for like New Zealander of the Year or anything, are we, Susan? Got some interesting pictures on your Facebook page, I must say. Anyway, see you later, guys. I just thought I'd share that all with you. Here's all of the Facebook posts and all of the shit throwing that goes to and fro from this woman and her relations. And, you know, John's just done the right thing. There was a fault. He's asked it back to get it repaired. She took it back up north. Let her mechanics look at it as well. Both mechanics agree it's an intermittent fault. Going to be a bloody difficult one to solve. Best thing for John to do is refund the money. He offers the money back. And now she says her son wants to keep the car. He was supposed to return it Friday at 8 o'clock at night. John said they were open at Saturday 9 in the morning onwards. Decided not to return it. Why? Probably because John wouldn't give them cash for it, considering it was an electronic transfer the way they paid. So, if I pay cash, I'll expect cash back. But if I pay electronically, it's not John's job to fork out $6.5 grand in cash so your son can run around and buy another fucking vehicle to get back up north. You do things like buses, or apparently you have many vehicles. Could have used one of them. Anyway, that's my 2 bits worth. I'm sure Susan will chime her piece in, because unlike most, I leave my comments open. So go right ahead. This will be on multiple platforms. So enjoy. Bye now. But as far as John's concerned, do it for defamation. And you've followed everything within the law. Consumer Guarantees Act, sections 18 through to 20, 21. He's done it. He's offered the money back and he's got it in writing. You know, he might have said he'll fix the car. Well, that's fine. Some things aren't worth repairing though. It's not feasible. It's the provisions are in the law. Perhaps you should go and pick up a law dictionary and instead of a Facebook page, Susan. You know, try and learn a bit of stuff that might actually help your situation, as opposed to just barking off your head. I mean, I don't know how Steve put up with it for as long as he did on the phone. Anyway, that's just my 2 bits worth, just my opinions. I'm not offering any legal advice. My opinions are not necessarily those of anybody else. See you later.